seems that there are cracks in the NATO as well as far as its stand is concerned on the crisis in West Asia. In fact, that while the war between Israel and the Hamas group rages on along the Gaza conflict, it's Netanyahu who says that there should be an embargo on arms supply to Israel. In fact, French President Emmanuel Macron thereby also reaffirming France's long-lasting support for Israel, emphasizing that despite the call for an embargo, France remains a steadfast friend to Israel. All right, so following Netanyahu's sharp response to that embargo call by Netanyahu, Macron reaffirming that Israel remains a friend of France. Listen into that statement.
La cohérence de notre position depuis le début. Nous sommes en solidarité avec la sécurité d'Israël. Et je le dis à 2 jours du 7 octobre, alors même que nous prendrons plusieurs initiatives à cette occasion pour montrer que nous n'oublions rien. Et je le dis en ayant une pensée toute particulière pour les familles de victimes et d'otages. Je recevrai moi-même à Paris les familles d'otages et je recevrai françaises et franco-israéliennes et je recevrai les familles de victimes vivantes en France. J'ai demandé au ministre des Affaires étrangères de faire une tournée dans la région. Il sera lundi en Israël et recevra, avec un message de ma part, les familles franco-israéliennes de victimes. La France, au-delà de ce message de solidarité, et réitérant le fait que nous n'oublions rien et que nous demandons la libération des otages, est aux côtés d'Israël et de sa sécurité. Et là-dessus, c'est sans ambiguïté, nous l'avons encore montré ces derniers jours. Lorsque l'Iran a déclenché des frappes, la France était mobilisée et j'ai tout de suite accédé à la demande du Premier ministre Netanyahou pour participer à la sécurité d'Israël.
In fact, let's listen into those remarks that came in from Netanyahu, who termed Emmanuel Macron's remarks on that embargo call for Israel a disgrace. Listen into what Netanyahu had to say.
Of barbarism led by Iran, all civilized countries should be standing firmly by Israel's side. Yet President Macron and some other Western leaders are now calling for an arms embargo against Israel. Shame on them. Is Iran imposing an arms embargo on Hezbollah, on the Houthis, on Hamas, and on its other proxies? Of course not. The axis of terror stands together. Israel will win with or without their support. But their shame will continue long after the war is won. For in defending ourselves against this barbarism, Israel is defending civilizations against those who seek to impose a dark age of fanaticism on all of us.
Explosions illuminated the sky over Beirut as Israel intensified its bombardment in Lebanon, particularly targeting the southern suburbs in Beirut where Hezbollah's are prevalent. Powerful blast rocked the area following Israeli military warnings for residents to evacuate certain locations. Video footage captured the dramatic explosions lighting up the densely populated neighborhoods. Flames of explosions covered the Lebanese skyline with civilians running for cover. Blasts lightened up the sky. The conflict has resulted in over 1,500 Lebanese deaths, which includes civilians, medics and Hezbollah fighters, and displaced around 120 million people in less than 2 weeks. Surveillance footage captured the frantic movements as animals were seen of animals as bombs fall over Beirut's southern suburbs. Pet shelters reported increased anxiety among the animals, which has led to health issues like diarrhea and vomiting among them. Many animals have been rescued with health complications as a result of these explosions. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu vowed that a response to Iran's recent attacks would be forthcoming, saying that no nation would tolerate such assaults on its citizens. This followed a statement from IDF spokesman who acknowledged that Iranian attacks had targeted the Israeli Air Force bases in Nevatim and Tel Nof, marking the first admission of their impact. The IDF spokesman also assured that no damage was inflicted on Air Force jets and that both bases remained fully operational after the missile attacks. Netanyahu criticized Emmanuel Macron for proposing a halt on its arms sales to Israel, asserting that Israel would prevail with or without this support. The Israeli Prime Minister emphasized that all civilized nations should support Israel as it combats threats he attributes to Iran. Thousands gathered in Santiago to demonstrate in support of Palestinian people ahead of the anniversary of Hamas' attack on Israel on 7th of October last year. Protesters expressed outrage over the violence, with participants decrying the situation as a massacre of children and women in which 1,200 people lost their lives.